Right. Back out here again for another outside lesson of the earthquakes in diverse places news as of April the 19th, 2026 on this Sunday afternoon. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Bahashem, Karkadash, and the Heavenly Father, names of Yahweh, and His only begotten Son. Bahashem, in the name of God, Hamashiach, Yahweh, those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lost Pronounce the Holy Tongue. And I say Barak Thumb to the elders and apostles, Ba'akim, Ba'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And we'll bring up that book of Luke 21, verse 11. And this is the Gospel of Luke 21 and verse 11. It says that a great earthquake shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence and for such a great sign shall be from heaven. Christ the heavenly Father shows these are plain beginning and powerful works and the effects of signs. It's going to show us that more these are high magnitude of earthquakes in diverse places. And I believe you had like a 4.7 earthquake outside of Nevada, outside of like Las Vegas, and that was just, I believe that's just like close to the same area. It was like a couple of days ago. About you had that large 5.7 earthquake over there in that area. And then over there in the Pacific Northwest, not too long ago, you have heavy swarms of earthquakes over there in the area. Not too far outside of Seattle, Washington, like the ocean area. You had like 18 swarms of earthquakes and heavy aftershocks of it. And I believe they said it was like 300 plus aftershocks after that earthquake, I believe. Or I think it was after that 5.7 earthquake, you had like 300 aftershocks. After that 5.7 earthquake took place over there in Nevada, they had like 300 plus aftershocks of that earthquake. I was like, wow, I didn't know that. And then you had the heavy swarms of earthquakes hit over there in the Pacific Northwest, outside of Seattle, Washington, in Oregon, outside that area. And then recently, I believe last today, you had a 4.7 earthquake outside of Nevada, and that's like close to the same area that got hit with a 5.7 earthquake, and those heavy aftershock, heavy earthquakes that took place over there in the area, you know. And as of today, you had a 6.2 earthquake that hit over there in Somalia. Yeah, I think that's Samoa. Yeah, 6.2 earthquake over there in Samoa. So we start to see, just like that recent earthquake hit over there in Brazil. I believe that was like a 5.8 earthquake. That's the day before yesterday. And then you had a 6.4 earthquake. So over there in Brazil in 22. So these are high magnitude This is it says great earthquake shall be in diverse places. Right, so great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. It says great earthquakes in diverse places, great earthquakes in diverse places. It says there shall be there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, so famines and pestilence plagues, fruitful sights and great signs shall be from heaven. And this is the book of Second Esdras. So these are increasing high magnitude earthquakes. I believe it was like 2.5 weeks ago. And you had like I think it was like 2.5, 3 weeks ago, you had that major 7.8 earthquake hit over there in Indonesia, I believe. And so as from I would say from like 3 weeks ago all the way to now, we've been seeing these high magnitude of earthquakes in diverse places been increasing. And that's what the Heavenly Father spoke about, that more high magnitude earthquakes that increase these times. And just like His only begotten Son has spoke about that as well too. So we'll see great earthquakes in diverse places. These fearful sights and great signs shall be from heaven. That's going to continue to increase. And this is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 9, verse 1, from the apocryphal books of the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, He answered me then and said, Measure not the time diligently in itself, what thou seest the parts of the signs past, which I had told you before. All right, and these are signs, but the earthquakes that the Heavenly Father showing us, that He spoke about as well too, as Prophet Esdras had mentioned. This is Second Esdras, chapter 9, verse 2. It says, then thou shalt understand it is a very same time where in the highest which the Heavenly Father began to visit the world which He made. So the Heavenly Father going to begin to visit the world which He made with these particular earthquakes. And that's what we see. Second Esdras, chapter 9, verse 3. It says, therefore there shall be seen earthquakes, upwards people world. Right, so more increase in earthquakes and upwards people world on a daily basis. And this is Psalms 18, verse 7. So just like you had that recent 6.2 earthquake over there in Samoa, and then you had that 4.7 earthquake over there in the bottom. You know, it's kind of unusual for the United States to have some solid, large amount of earthquakes. Now we start to see that increase, especially as of recently for the past couple of weeks. We're going to see that more and more. This is Yeah, this is the book of Psalms 18, verse 7. It says, then the earth shook and trembled, and the foundations also the hills moved and shaken because it's wrath. Right, because the Heavenly Father, he's wrath, he's angry with the wicked every day. That's the definition. That's the definition. That's the definition of WROTH, which is wrath. That's angry. That's the definition. So the Heavenly Father gonna visit the earth with the great shakers with these earthquakes, and that's what we see. And this is Isaiah chapter 28. Yeah, this is the prophet Isaiah chapter 28, verse 2. It says, behold, Yahweh has a mighty and a strong one, which is a tempest of hail and a strong storm, as a flood of mighty waters should cast on the earth their head. And so we're going to see the Heavenly Father, as the prophet Isaiah was mentioned, that the Heavenly Father is going to cast the earth with their head, and especially with these weather-like conditions. So we're going to see more and more of these high magnitude of these tornadoes, earthquakes, landslides, floodings, famines, and massive plagues, and historical greatness and continue to increase. That's what we're seeing. So more and more of these high magnitude of these earthquakes and all these places are continue to increase. And this is the prophet Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. Now shall be visible in the outer coast, with storms and tempests and flaming by fire. Right, so these are earthquakes and storms and tempests and flaming by fire, especially the earthquakes that we're seeing. So this is another precept. This is Matthew's 24th chapter. These are the signs that Yahweh told us to look out for before he makes his return, and especially with these uptick of high magnitude of earthquakes in diverse places. As I mentioned again, you had a 6.2 earthquake hit over there in Samoa, and then you had a 4.7 earthquake hit over there in 4.7 earthquake over there in Nevada, and then a 5.7 earthquake hit over there in Costa Rica, and then you had a 5.7 earthquake over there in South Africa. And so I'm going to see more and more these high magnitude. 6.0 earthquake over there in New Zealand not too long ago. So all these high magnitude earthquakes in various places will continue to increase. This is Matthew chapter 24, in verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, that's the key word, earthquakes in diverse places. So you're going to have increasing uptick of different earthquakes in various places, in diverse places, because you're going to expect these earthquakes is going to increase in different places that you would expect to have an earthquake in a very long time. Well, this place, different places never got hit by an earthquake before, or haven't got hit by an earthquake in a very long time. So we're going to see that more common. That's going to continue to increase. And this is another precept. And this is the book of Luke 21, verse 11. Luke 21 and verse 11. It says, the word earthquake shall be in diverse places. Right, so more high magnitude earthquakes is definitely in diverse places. And famines and massive plagues and the types of great signs shall be from heaven. And this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. 2nd Esdras 15, verse 5. Then I'm close out. 2nd Esdras 15, verse 5, it says, behold, said Yahweh, that I will bring plagues upon the poor, sword, famine, and destruction. So we know the Heavenly Father, he's a righteous, balanced, just power. It says, wish to reach to God, righteous Heavenly Father. That's the true name, Yahweh. And this is 2nd Esdras 15, verse 5. It says, behold, said Yahweh, that I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, and destruction. That's what Heavenly Father is bringing, especially with these different type of various of pestilence and plagues, and definitely with these uptick of earthquakes, which is going to continue to increase. And so this was just a outside lesson that I want to bring out of the earthquakes in diverse places, news updates as of April the 19th, 2026 on this Sunday. So hopefully this was edifying. And with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to say Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakadash, and the Heavenly Father, the true name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, the lost the holy tongue. And I say, Rakadam, said the elders and the apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akim, until the next time, I say, I'm your brother, and above all, Shalom.